everybody. I hope everybody's having a nice day wherever they are. Like I say in all my videos, I'm not responsible if anybody gets hurt. It's just my opinion. Sometimes I swear. Today it's really warm, hot here in Massachusetts. It's in like the 80s. I know some places are hotter or colder. So I'm going to be doing a tarot reading on John Lennon, and see his relationship with the Beatles, his life with Yoko Ono, and I'm just going to ask questions. This is entertainment purposes, so you can't blame me for what the cards say. It's just what the cards say. So the first thing I'm going to do is John Lennon growing up and his family life, and then I'll move on to the Beatles and stuff like that. So I'll do the past, the present, his with his parents and stuff. I know his mother died when he was young, John. So I'm gonna look up his thing like I do with everybody. We'll take 1 minute, please. John Lennon. All right, John Winston Uno Lennon was born John Winston Lennon October 9th, 1940, and he died December 8th, 1980, and he was 40. They say cause of death, murder. We're going to look into that. He had two spouses. His first one was Cindy Powell, 62, 68, and Yoko Ono, and Julian and Sean were his two kids. He had only two kids, as far as we know. So I'm gonna go and look up his, like I said, his family tree, his parents. I don't know if he had any brothers or sisters. So we'll ask 3 questions. How did things go with his folks? 3 cards, please tell me about his folks. All right. This is the 5 of Cups in reverse. He felt he wanted to move on from he had accomplishments with his going to school. He was an okay student, and he wanted to find peace, and he had setbacks at school. I guess he wasn't the best student, and he tried to forgive himself because he was hard on himself when he was in school. And this is the Empress in reverse, and it says creating blocks, selfish. So he could be selfish. He had blocks when he was starting when he was with his family. He wanted to do music, and he depended on others to help him start his career with music. He couldn't just do it himself. He could do it himself, but he needed help with that, and he had anxiety about playing music he started playing music when he was young, and he had anxiety about playing music in front of people, and he felt overwhelmed playing music and having friends, and he depended on others to make his life better. All right, this is death upright. I don't get death very much, but endings for beginnings, change, transformation. So I think his mother died when he was young, so that was an ending for her death, and it was a new beginning for him. So he felt really upset, and there were changes in his life when his mother died when he was young. So, and he had to transfer himself maybe he had to grow up fast from a kid into an adult. Yeah, and he had new beginnings, like I said. Okay, I'm gonna do a fast. What is it? I'm sorry. Past, present, and future. In different relationships. So I'm gonna do this on past, present, and future about his relationships with, I'm going to use a bunch of different cards. Oops. I'm going to do the past, present, and future of the Beatles and how that turned out. You know how it turned out, but I'm going through John's perspective. Please tell me his perspective. All right. Please let me know. Alright. Please let me know about his perspective about the Beatles afterwards. Alright. One more shuffle. And his marriage also to Uko. And I'm going to ask in depth of that marriage afterwards. Alright. The past. Present. An outcome. I'm going to do an outcome. I have to move some of this up. The outcome. All right. Some of them are going to be regular tarot cards, and some of them are oracles. So, the moon. In the past, he dreams of becoming a star. And he had some fear and anxiety of becoming famous. He had fear of becoming famous. Also, he had fear of relationship with Uko Uno and his wives. I'll do a in-depth in the next one about his relationship with Uko. Yeah, he had dreams and animation about getting better in his music in the past. In his love life, it was adventure. It was self-adventure together. It had excitement for his journey. He had a journey with Uko Uno in the past. And this is, my pebbles. This was unfolding. Access to great opportunity is opening up. So he thought it was a good opportunity to leave the band, of the Beatles. So he thought he had, and you're growing as you learn more to keep expanding. He thought he could expand, with him and his music once he left the Beatles. All right, this was present. His present. He was the Ace of Pentacles. He thought he had a lot of opportunities in the present. Like he thought he'd get better in his music career. He hoped things would get better, like I said, and he wanted new adventures. He wanted to start new things. He wanted a new career. He didn't want to be with the Beatles anymore, so he tried to start his own company. Silence and happiness. He was trying to be happy and enjoy life. The answers, the key. You will resolve your current situation soon. Work-wise, you'll find unique ways to stand up. You'll find new openings. So he wanted, like I said, he wanted to start a new chapter in his life when it came to his career. He was stalling a little bit, so he wanted new opportunities and new beginnings. All right, this is what his outcome was. All right, he had some. His outcome was wealth, financial security, family. He was trying to get better. Outcome. He was trying to get better with his sons and wanted a better relationship with his sons. He didn't like he wanted a long-term relationship with him because he didn't know what was going to happen. He wanted family success. He wanted financial security because he wanted to break out more music, like I said in his other readings on the table. He wanted more money. He wanted to make more success. All right, and imperfection. Love is a beautiful mess. Embrace its imperfection. That means with Uko Uno, he was having problems with their marriage. There was imperfections. It wasn't going well. It was like turbulent. I feel like his marriage with her was on shaky ground, but he loved her and was trying to get a better relationship with her. And the other one was renew. You need to take time. He was trying to take time to relax. It says renewal. You need to take time to recharge. He tried to take it easy, and he wanted to go. It was coming before he died. It was almost Christmas time, so I think he was taking a break. He was living in New York. He was relaxing. He was enjoying the Christmas holidays. He was going to enjoy Christmas before it all happened. So he was trying to relax and renew himself. So yeah. So his marriage was on shaky ground. It was imperfect, like a lot of relationships are. Okay, I'm gonna look up a few questions. Did he, when it came to the breaking of the Beatles, was it a mixture of things like we're going through John's point of view, not both of them. Was he, well, if she comes in the cards, we'll see. But John, was he getting pissed off that he thought that Paul was taking over too much of the responsibility with it? Did he want to be, was he sick of being in the Beatles? Did he want to, move out and do other things? He was just sick and tired because he was the first one to leave. That's what they say. And he was having a falling out with Paul. I'll look that up too. I'll say, all right, please let me know what he thought about the Beatles once he was leaving. I'm going to do 3 cards. Please let me know about the Beatles and the breakup. He was in, this is the 5 of Cups. The person's pissed off, upset. He was accepting the ability was coming to an end. He was accepting the end of the Beatles. He was accepting the Beatles to break up. He was finding peace because of all the rockiness and problems in the Beatles. So he was trying to, he knew there were setbacks, finances setbacks, personal setbacks, finance setbacks. He might have had a little money problem, and he tried to forgive himself and the other people, even though it was very turbulent. I feel like it was very turbulent, the Beatles, and he wanted to leave. All right, this is the Insight Cup. This is the Knight of Cups, the junior card. He was a creative and romantic person with Yoko Ono and charming and imaginary and beauty, and he followed his heart, which wasn't always the best thing. I feel like it wasn't the best thing that caused friction with the Beatles, and he didn't know it at the time. He felt like he was filling with his heart more than his mind. That's what I feel. I think thought he was better, and he wanted more out. He wanted to leave the Beatles and wanted to do his own career, and he thought in his heart he could do it without the other band members, and he was getting upset with Paul, mainly. All right, this is the Empress in reverse. This would be reversed. Oh, this is interesting. A creative block. Well, oh my God, that's very interesting. Like I said, this is entertainment purpose only. Toward the end of the Beatles, he felt creative block. He was blocked. He felt like he's being blocked with Paul, with Ringo, with George. He thought he was being blocked. He couldn't do anything. He felt like they were stifling his creative juices, and he couldn't handle it. He wanted to do his own thing, and he said, I'm going to leave the group. So that's pretty much. And it also, he felt like he felt they were being selfish and not giving his enough control of the music, even though he did have a lot. He thought they were being selfish. He thought Paul was being selfish. Oh boy. And he didn't want to depend on others. He wanted to depend on himself and be independent. And he felt overwhelmed and anxiety over the breakup of the Beatles. He felt anxiety. He felt anxiety and upset over this. He didn't really want it to happen, but he had no choice because they were fighting constantly, and that's basically it in a nutshell. They had blocking. He felt blocked. Creative block. He felt people were being selfish in the group. Not letting Ukuona be in the group. He was really pissed off. He felt pissed off toward the end. All right. I'm gonna ask him in a relationship with Paul McCartney during the time of the end of the Beatles. How did their relationship end before he died? I'm going to ask that. How did the relationship end after his relationship with any of the Beatles, Paul, George, or them? I think he made up with George, but not Ringo and Paul. So let's see what happened. Did those two make up, or did he still have anger issues with the rest of the Beatles? Let me know. I'll do another 3 cards. All right. Oh, wait. He planned, maybe he wanted to. Oh, this is interesting. This is the 2 wands. I think he was planning to make up with Paul in his mind. Oh my God, he wanted to plan. He had decisions making, discovery, favorite home, travel plans. Maybe he wanted to travel and see Paul and try to make up with him. I feel like toward his end of his life, he wanted to make friends with Paul again, even though there was some hidden anger, but it didn't happen. So, yeah, he was planning to, I felt like he was planning. All right, endings. Upright, endings, beginnings, change, transformation, cycle, death. He was upset. He was upset. The beginnings of change. He wanted upright beginnings. Yeah, he was upset. The endings changing. Things are changing in his life. He thought things were changing in his life. He hoped things would get better with the Beatles, but it wasn't. He was having trouble, and this is the death card. It doesn't mean necessary death. It means endings, transformation. He wanted a new beginning with Paul and Ringo. He wanted to get things better. He didn't like fighting with Paul, and he wanted new endings, and also with Okauno. He wanted transformation and cycling. He wanted a better relationship with John and Ringo. All right, this is a Page of Wands. This is a kid card. He wanted to have more ideas of where things were going, and he wanted potential. He was a free spirit. He was a free spirit toward the end of his life. He liked to do things his way, and he wanted his freedom. He wanted freedom and do his way. So toward the end, he did want a relationship with Paul. I feel like he did, and he wanted to be feeling better about himself. Yeah, I felt like he wanted a better relationship with Paul. So he did want to work with Paul and get it better. Okay, I'm going to look up this. This is $1 million question. Don't get mad. This is an entertainment purpose. Does Paul still have hidden anger with Okauno? Yeah, is he still pissed off with her? I might have asked that, but I'm going to ask again. I know, John passed away, so we're going to ask, Yeah, do they have anger? I'm going to ask 2 cards. Energy, yeah. Paul has anger toward Yoko Ono and how John's death came to be, because he wanted to be passionate and have a better relationship with John, and like I said in the other ones, and work things out. And John and them really wanted to work it out. This is the Ace of Wands reverse. Yeah, there were delays in the relationship with John Lennon. He wanted to delay problems with Yoko Ono and John Lennon. He wanted to have a good relationship, but there were delays in the relationship with John and Paul and the rest of them. Like I said in the other reading, I said so. Paul was upset with her, like I said in the other. And so also I'm gonna do 2 more cards. Was John and Okomono headed to another break up and get a divorce? Were they going through another divorce and a breakup? Because they did break up once in the 70s, and he went with that girl for 18 months. So let's see if they ended up getting a divorce, please. Let's see. The Emperor in upright. Yeah, he wanted to get respected out of the relationship. You know, he wanted to have respect. You know, he felt like he thought he was a leader in the relationship, and also he felt like toward the end he thought the marriage she was overindulgent. This is the 3 of Cups in reverse. She thought that she wanted things her way or the high way. She thought and she was into heavy partying. So yeah, he thought Yoko Ono was into heavy partying. She was a very independent person, and she thought three's a crowd. If anybody showed up and wanted to hang out with John, she didn't like that. She wanted John for himself, and she took over. She was very she was powerful too. She was very powerful in the relationship. And upright is the Knight of Pentacles. So he was hardworking, and they were both hardworking, and she liked the routine of do things the same way, and conservative. She was conservative. So their marriage was in trouble. Yeah, I think their marriage was in trouble. I think they were, I'm going to clarify this. I usually don't do that, but I'm going to do 2 more cards. Would have they got a divorce if, I'm going to say, would have they really got a divorce if he wasn't murdered? I'm going to do 2 more cards. Because so far it says they are in a power struggle. Oh, 2. Okay. All right. One is holding back. He was holding back. This is the Fool in reverse. He was holding back. He was indecisive. He was reckless. I guess he was reckless because he didn't have a bodyguard. And I think he really wanted one, but she didn't for weird reasons. And it was bad choices. And I think it would, if he didn't die, he would hold back. But he felt fearless. I think he was scared of her. Oh my God. I think he was scared of Yoko Ono. I feel like John was scared of her. Oh my God. Hold him back. Define hesitation, fearless. I think John was scared of Yoko toward the end of their marriage. And actions, creative power. This is magician. I think he would try to have action, creative power, clarity, willpower, skill, creative. He would want to leave. He would definitely want to leave. I think he would do action. Eventually, he'd get out of his toxic marriage with Yoko Ono. If he was still alive, he would have left. He would have. he'd be scared of her. He was scared of her for some reason. He didn't trust her, and he didn't trust her, and he'd eventually have to do it because he looked really thin and in bad health, you know, and the thing. Sometime I'll do a reading about his health toward the end, and confidence. Yeah, he was gonna. He would eventually say enough is enough to her. He didn't like confrontation, but he would say eventually, that's enough, Oko. I want a divorce. So eventually, he would have divorced her, and then I don't think they had a prenup or anything, but I don't think she would get too much money because she didn't do anything in the marriage to do it. So yeah, he was not happy toward the end of the marriage. She was very controlling. I think she was like a narcissistic person. Yeah. Do I like her? No, not particularly. I don't like Uko. Oh no, so John was upset toward the end of their marriage. It wasn't a happy marriage toward the end. So until my next video, take care. And like I said, this is entertainment purposes with Michaela. And bye-bye.